Welcome to another episode of Design in Progress. Today, it's just me and Will. Will is, of course, my co-designer for Dungeons of Gul-Drun. I'm your host and gamer, the other designer of Dungeons of Gul-Drun. We have been doing quite a lot of testing leading up to Gen Con up to this point, but we have not done a lot of testing of the bosses. So today we're going to try and do at least one just boss run. We kind of faked getting all the way through to the end, approximately, although we should probably nug ourselves a little bit of damage here or there, 2 or 3, just to try and make it as realistic as possible. We'll go up against the boss and kind of see how it feels, because we've actually only gone up against the boss 2 or 3 times probably. We've been so focused on the the levels kind of 1 through 6 that the last couple levels and the boss run have fallen a little to the wayside. So that's what we're doing today. Say hi, Will.
Hi, Will. Yeah, I'm the aforementioned Will,
God
co-designer.
damn it. I knew you were going to say that too.
You set me up for it. How could I not?
I know. We've known each other for far too long. With that, I am going to be playing the Ranger and the Fighter. Will is going to be playing the Guardian and the Wizard, which, if you are familiar with Dungeons of Gul-Drun, you might think, hey, we might be in kind of trouble because we don't really have a healer. But we do have a Guardian who will hopefully be tanking quite a bit of damage. And we've made sure that the Wizard has spec'd into Wisdom and Charisma, so he has plenty of healing. And the Ranger has also spec'd into quite a lot of Wisdom and Charisma, kind of a backup healer. So we'll see how that goes. We've also made a couple changes here and there. Focus now is just like a straight buff to your damage for the rest of the encounter, which might be broken, or it might be fine. There are probably going to be 1 or 2 cards here or there where we're like, oh yeah, that just doesn't work. We need to change the number on that, which is fine. But other than that, I think everything's pretty much the same. Other than we have, from last week, we have the character art on our cards. We also have started to get some art from our amazing artist, which I'll link in the description. There we go. Can't think of the word. I'll link to her Instagram over in the description, Victoria. She is an awesome artist, and we got some card art on our actual cards. So you will see that as we're playing. None of these are those. I will be very, very clear to point out when we have her art. Why is this being wonky here? Oh, there's random chips here. Get out of here, random chips. Alrighty. And my fighter. Whoa! I also managed to find better potion art than the weird clip art that I had before. I think they just added some art to Dexterous, and I was like, oh, look, an actual potion. That looks good. So this is 1, 3, 2, 4, and 4. And I am, 3? I'm going to rewrite these, Will, because I was a dum-dum with where I put. This is 3, and this is 2 over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, great. So these 2 are hitting me. So the way that we changed this room a little bit, basically every couple turns, one of these guys is going to be healing, because it's going to be 263 or 156 or 265 or 146. And these guys, you will notice, return their health to maximum on 6. So we need to decide which one to focus down. I would say the 156 or the 146, because, well, 146 is just, we actually probably shouldn't do 146. I just realized that's deal 4 damage, heal, and then return to max. But
Live and learn. The other thing, I was doing the math on it. If we're doing to take it out in 1 turn, each player has to do an average of 8 damage, 8 physical damage, and then some. Of 4 players, each have to do 8 physical damage and change in a single round to take something out. So that's.
And we have, honestly, we've got 3 rounds, even on this one.
For the yes.
For this one, yeah, we attack here, here, and here, yeah. So, yeah, I mean, I'd say we just kind of try and focus on this second one for now, since this
I
one
will
is doing its dumb
admit
stuff.
both of my characters are likely to be doing setup this turn. just because the
I
idea of being
forgot.
able to play Shield of Light on one turn and then doubling the shield tokens the next turn is pretty sick.
A good plan. Yes. Sorry, I'm taking 2 damage to all my guys. I do get to start each encounter with a companion as the ranger, so I'm probably going to just, as a default, start with the wolf because he's good.
Yeah, so my turn's actually gonna be pretty straightforward. I'll heal my wizard back up to full and give myself 3 focus.
3 focus. Lord in heaven, yeah. I have a
Um,
feeling that we're going to need to change how focus, just like the numbers work. I like the static effect, but I think it ramps probably way too fast now, since
and then
since you're going to be doing
this
ridiculous
one's
amounts of damage now.
gonna get 7 shield tokens and
Perfect.
hold all of them.
Wise. And then double them, and then get another 7, and then deal freaking a bajillion damage.
Uh-huh. That is the plan.
That is the plan.
I mean, it'll
Oh.
be 21, which is not enough to kill any of these things, but it's something.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can chill the hell out of something. What are these guys doing? This guy's doing 5 damage. This guy's doing 4, 4, and 5. So they're all kind of doing 4, 5. And this is going to just deal 7 physical damage. Jeez, that's a lot of damage. I mean, I could
Yeah, I mean, I
chill
also
him.
might
I
have to
just
use
don't
one
do the
for shield.
damage to him, which is, meh. Um,
What is this one doing to me? 5 range damage to my wizard? Brutal.
yeah. I mean, I could just like freaking boomerang something for 10. Just nug something for 10 right off the bat. It takes out just like a ridiculous amount of their damage. And since this is the boss, the burning cards doesn't really hugely impact us. It just means I won't be able to chill or cleave, or I won't be able to potion probably. I'll probably keep cleave because cleave at this level is really good. Doing 7 to 3 is going to be really, really helpful for banging down damage. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to boomerang this middle guy here for 10. So we bring him down to 24.
Mhm.
So I boomerang, and I'm going to get rid of Blizzard, and I'm going to get rid of Chilling Potion. Then we have updated some of the skills. Sorry, I was starting that. So to explain that, I do start this encounter with a companion as the ranger. I'm also using this. We're testing out this skill, which is I don't level up any of my cards going into Act 3, so they all continue to use their middle number. But I get 2 actions every turn. I start with 2 actions every turn, basically, which I feel like is going to be hella good. Yeah, this is going to be bonkers. Are you ready for this, Will?
Mhm.
All right, I'm going to do this, and then this, and then this.
Because that gives an additional action.
Although I
Yes.
guess I can't do this because I can't, but I can do this, which will double your tokens because I won't have the 2 cards to burn. But that's okay.
Ah,
Yeah, or I could just do that and save this for a different turn. I feel like doing this and just saving up on my boomerang and hoping I draw some extra cards later on. Like if I draw a companion, I could always, knowing that I drew this card, I actually probably would have done my Will-O-the-Wisp so that I could have guaranteed card draw and just
right.
use
Because I guess once it's at level.
right
That's
at, at,
interesting.
at,
So,
at level 3. You actually get card advantage finally.
and this is why you said all actions, because the ranger, you don't want your ability to apply to your companions.
Right, exactly. Yeah. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I deal 5 range damage. We're gonna focus fire this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. To take an additional action. Oh, nope, that goes over here. Then I'm gonna deal 4 physical and another 2 ranged. He has 28, and I have 24, so he will deal 4 damage to me. 1, 2, 3, 4. But I'll do another 6 damage to him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's those 2 were my first action.
Hmm.
Then I'm gonna up the ante, which doesn't do anything for me, but it but it does double your shield tokens, right?
And my focus.
And your focus. Oh,
And next turn, when I double them myself, it'll get insane.
yep. And then I would draw 2 cards. I get a knife throw, sweet, and an arrow stab, sweet. And I will discard the arrow stab since that's less than useful right now. And the knife throw is really, really good because it lets me draw cards. Notably, the boomerang is only going to do 7 damage, but that's okay. I believe that is everybody taking a turn.
Yes.
All right, bad guys do things. So this giant skeleton deals 4 damage to the wizard.
Wizard 1. 4 damage to me. That's why I got up to full and down to 12 now.
Why is this you definitely set these up in a weird way cuz this should be this one on 263. This should be 2. This should be 1.
Oh,
This
because I
should be
did the
2.
dice before we rewrote everything.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So actually this guy deals 5 range damage to you. Sorry.
Oh boy, even better.
Perfect, right? This one is gonna do 4 physical damage to me.
Ranger, yeah.
Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Ouch. Oh man, we are gonna have to start healing at some point, William. This guy is dealing 5 ranged damage to this bro. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And this one's doing 4 physical to the Guardian, but taking 1 lashback.
Okay. But taking a lashback. Yowza.
Because I have 29, it has 28.
Nice. And then the Skeleton King deals 7 physical damage to the player with the
To
heart.
the Guardian. And now
To
I'm
the
trying to
Guardian.
decide how much, if any, of that I want to get rid of. Because right now I have 14. 14 times 2 is 28, which would be really useful with that Shield of Light later.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I'm gonna risk it for the biscuit, honestly.
yeah, I'd say risk it for the biscuit. The other thing is you might draw um a flurry of blows, which deals damage and lets you heal some health. It's physical,
Mhm.
so you'll take a little lashback, but I think you'll heal more than a lashback. So
Honestly, and the Shield of Light I can use in a pinch to heal.
you can if you need to. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, okay. I think that is successful. So this now goes to 6. This goes to 5. This goes to 6, and this goes to 4. This goes to 2. Alrighty. I draw 1 card for this person, and 1 card for this person. um.
So I think I'm gonna more setup because why not?
Mm-hmm.
Cleanse Mind. So I'm gonna discard 2 cards from my hand, which will let me draw 2 cards.
Mm-hmm.
And then because I discarded a card, I get to draw an additional card. That gets me 2 more focus.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Guardian's gonna double my shields
I'm
and then
doubling.
double my
I
focus.
got your focus.
Perfect. Because the next turn
Okay, so
I
you
can
do. Let's just clarify to people. The way we have changed focus is it is a static addition to any damage dealing number here. So right now, any damage that Will does is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, plus whatever it would normally say.
and we all know I'm gonna be playing this next turn.
Which would just maybe just kill all of the skeletons. Maybe.
You said that was what, 16?
I believe so, yes.
32, 32 plus 3, 35. Yeah, it'll kill
Often.
all the skeletons. Yep. So the goal is for you this turn to kill one of the skeletons, so I
So
can do 32
this is
mental and this
this is
many
gonna be a
shield to
very short
kill
episode. Well, we'll have a real good okay. I'm gonna kill this guy, right? Her probably. I can deal 5 physical to all enemies, and then reduce lashback by 5. Which we need to clarify, is that per or total? Because I assume it should hypothetically be total. In which case it's kind of more like gain 5 shields, honestly. But we can talk about that afterwards also. Or 7 to 3. I'll do 5 to all of them, sure. Well, a bunch of them are actually healing, so it's actually, I might as well do the more damage. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then as the ranger, I can just boomerang this guy by. Let me actually draw my 2 cards first. See which ones I want to get rid of. Let's get rid of this and this. Boomerang. Burning 2 cards from my hand, deal 7 damage, killing this.
Nice.
I get this back. I could boomerang again.
Right, because if you kill it, it brings it back.
It returns to my hand. I could boomerang
And you have
again.
the card to be able to burn 2 more cards.
I do, but I think it's better, literally just better for me to then sure shot this guy for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I have not used my additional action again. And then do 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then draw 2 cards.
Solid.
Solid.
Oh, your potion.
Potion, yay.
Recite from memory on a boomerang, but then the boomerang kills something and returns it to your hand.
Yeah, but you'd have to burn 4 cards to do that.
Oh, yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
Combos that don't work.
Yeah. All right. Was that you already took your turn or no?
Yep, because I got more focus and then doubled a bunch of focus and
Okay. Oh
shields.
my gosh, my mouse is being crazy. All right, so this guy returns to full health. He's already at full health. This guy's dead. This guy returns to full health to 34. And then this
One
guy
heals what, 2?
heals 2. 2.
And then and take 8 damage.
And then
From 15
the Skeleton King.
to 7.
This goes to 3. This goes to 6. Although that's dead, so it doesn't matter. This goes to 5. And this goes to 6. All right, Will.
All right, let's see what happens with the insane stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So it benefits me, I think, to do the wizard first. No, what's going to get me the most doubling? What can get me the most things?
I forgot to draw a card. It's our turn now. Here's some of our beautiful new art. Right behind you.
Oh, I mean, I could also just as the guardian use Rhyme Surge and take 3 additional actions.
Yes, do it. You could empty your entire hand.
I can, and then I can use dodges and then followed by a cleave.
Amazing.
But let's be as obnoxious as possible. What's this guy going to do next? He's going to do 3 range to all players, so the guardian can survive. So let's try and get these skeletons as dead as possible. I have to do 30 mental. Yeah. Let's see if I can get to 48 mental.
Let's see.
Let's see if I got 1,
Will
2,
could just
3,
one-shot
4, 5, 6,
everybody.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, I have 16 focus right now. So if I doubled that, that's 32. Okay, I need to get to 24 focus before Thought Wave to kill the Skeleton King. Can I get to 24 focus
You could
from
just let
16?
somebody else kill the Skeleton King. I'm just saying.
8 focus. I could just make characters skip their next turn. No, I'm just going to do what I was always going to do, which is start with Contemplate because I
What is
drew it,
going on
because
with
why
this
wouldn't I?
cat today? Jeez.
So, 1, 2,
Ooh.
3. Then discard 2 cards. I'm not going to use Dumbfound. I'm not going to use... Well, look over there is useful. I'm not going to use Reveal the Void. Get 3 focus. 1, 2, 3. I have an additional action, and with it, I'll just use Thought Wave. So that's going to be 3 plus... Okay, what's 19 times 2 is 38. 38 plus 3 is 41. So 41 mental damage to all enemies. All my focus goes away.
Nice.
So dead, 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 and that's down to 7 mental.
I mean, the
Okay.
things that are broken are doubling. So we should talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
I'm also going to point out our beautiful Magic Barrage art that I love very, very much.
I'll do the Rhyme Surge just because I can't play Shield Bounce because I killed everything.
Oh, no. Wait, didn't we update the at least 2 targets if possible?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I could do that to gain an additional
Yeah,
shield.
you could do 7 and then gain 1 shield. Yep.
So I'll do 7 to Skelly, bringing him down to what, 45?
Mm-hmm.
45. Then he is targeting me, unfortunately, so I can't get the extra damage. So I'll do 4 physical damage to 41
Notably,
and
he has a lashback of 34, so you're going to take 5 damage from him.
oh, because that's physical.
It is physical. You gain the dodge first, though, so you just use the dodge to ignore it.
Yeah, I'll use the dodge to dodge that out of the way, and then I'll do the gain 7 shield. Oops, I'm just doubling everything. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4 sets of 7 plus another set of 7, 35, 36, 36. Remove 36 shields, deal 36 ranged damage, putting it at 5.
Perfect. We should have learned this lesson last week when we were talking about exponential growth.
Yeah, and that was what? That was 1, 2, 3 extra actions, so I can't use that one to do it. But
And
yeah, okay.
then I'm just gonna boomerang him to kill him. Boom.
Yes. I mean, the question is, are we always going to have 2 of those doubling tokens cards in the opening hands?
No.
Because those cards exist. Those are what? There are 4 of them in the entire game? 5 in the entire game?
I believe so. Where is that? Up the ante is a charisma card.
And I deleted one because I used it.
You deleted one. There's no more in here. I have
Okay.
I have one
and
here.
there's an up the ante in the wizard deck.
And
So there's one here. There was one in the guard. Let me check and see if the guardian more. Nope, guardian only had one. So one for the guardian, one for the wizard, one for the ranger.
and then there's another one hiding somewhere, but that's okay. It just like trivialized the entire thing, literally.
It really did, and the thing was, it was scary if it weren't for that.
Yeah, I mean, I would
Like the
say,
guardian was basically dead.
yeah, that's true. The Guardian was basically dead. I mean, you would have been using those shields if you hadn't been doubling those shields to get to the point where you knew you were going to basically alpha strike
Smoke it.
something. Then
Yeah.
you would have used those, whatever 12-ish shields to block quite a bit of that damage. So you'd be like here, which is fine. Hmm.
But the wizard still would have done all of that, except for the. I mean, except for the doubling. The doubling with the wizard gained probably maybe not 10, but 6 to 8 focus off of doubling.
Right. Yeah.
And having to double your focus.
Right. I'm trying to decide what is the actual problematic thing. And I think it might just be anything that doubles anything might be problematic.
Yeah, I mean
Because like this could easily just be like the up the ante could just be like add 1, 2, 3 to self and allies and then add 1, 2, 3 to tokens on like add more of the things that are on it and just like a specific number. Even with the burn this card, doubling it, just get because it's on self and allies. Like you could maybe get away with it if it was just self, but the fact that it's doing it self and allies and anything on the enemies, I think that this is maybe going to be just way too much.
Yeah, it's weird because the power of different tokens doubling means different things. Doubling poison is huge. Doubling chill is powerful. Doubling dodge, kind of insane. Doubling focus before, almost useless. And doubling shield, most of the time you weren't having that many shields, so doubling from 4 to 8 mattered, but didn't like
Wasn't crazy, yeah.
change
But
anything.
if you're like, well, I double it and then I double it, and then you happen to have 2 shields of light, and you're like, oh, okay, so you just have like 40 shields.
I mean, up the antes is
Bonk.
ridiculous. And the question is that a thing that'll happen one every 20 games, one every 50 games, or one every 5 games?
Yeah.
And
That
that's
is
tough.
a very important question. And then I mean, I really like the thought wave idea. I think it's just I didn't realize quite how much focus we're getting, I guess, where,
The focus sticking around
yeah,
was also part of it. So, I mean, you're removing all the focus and you're getting to build up the focus and have it apply to all enemies. Before, it was not applying to all enemies, but we changed how focus worked.
yeah.
Because doubling your focus on an all enemies
Hmm.
is increasing it is 6. It's 6.
Right, right. Like one focus is actually 5 extra damage here, basically, in the last battle. Even if it's just one focus, I'm just saying, like in general, one
Yeah. Yep.
each focus is 5 extra damage if you're doing it to all enemies. The way
Yep.
that we are talking about focus,
It's 2, it's 3, it's 4, it's 5. It's every
right?
round it increases by a whole one, and that's really powerful. And now, what's more than just that? It's each focus is worth that, and then you're doubling it.
Right,
So
right.
a
Yeah,
focus
yeah.
in rounds one in Act One is 4. A focus in Act Two is 6.
Right for this card. Yeah,
And for Ranger focuses for their one for the Dex card,
right.
it's 2, 3, 4, 5, which is powerful but not insane.
Yeah, I wonder if this just like this top and this bottom thing go away, and it just becomes the equivalent of Rain of Arrows, but for mental, which is boring, but also still powerful. You know. Um.
I think in making it different, just for the sake of making it different,
Mm,
we we could have it be instead of double, it's like gain some number of focus, like gain 1, 2, 3 focus, lose all focus. So that you're still making it powerful and it is really powerful, but then your focus is gone. So even if you built it up, it's donezo. As opposed to Ranger, who doesn't do as much, gets to keep their focus after doing that spread attack.
right. Yeah. No, that could
Like
work.
maybe that's the way it's different, so it's more powerful but less powerful. I don't know, but it
Right.
does need to change. I agree.
Yeah. I think that could be a really yeah. I think it's just we need to comb through all the cards and make sure. I think Anything that says double just needs to go, because the problem is like individual instances end up being totally fine, but you're playing with 4 players and there can be multiple copies of
Yeah.
cards, and those multiple copies could be spread out amongst players. And
Hmm.
the nature of randomness is at some amount of time, someone's going to double and then double again, and then you get exponential growth. And
Yeah.
I think the margins on numbers are so tight that any amount of exponential growth gets out of hand real fast. I mean, that was a lot of the issues that we were getting with cards like even just Magic Barrage, which we're okay with because Magic Barrage is a really cool card, and we've
I mean, so
tightened it
now
tightened
I'm
it
thinking
down,
about,
but
would it would up the ante be fixed if it was double shield, focus, dodge, poison, and chill on everyone? So it's everybody. So it's really up in the ante. Every single token. I mean, the players are going to have more tokens, so no, it doesn't fix it.
right,
But in
we
my brain,
just
it's kind of cute to be like, oh yeah, up the ante. Literally everything, good and bad, is doubled for everyone.
right. I think that if we were doing more status effects on the enemies, I think that all in all, the enemies
Yeah,
don't have that many status effects that they are applying to us.
yeah,
I think it's the kind of 30-70 kind of, if
sure.
that,
Yeah,
you
I
know.
agree.
So I think it could just be, I'm trying to figure out the wording of it, but basically for each ally that has a shield, focus, or dodge token on them, add an additional 1, 2, 3. And then for each enemy that has a poison/chill token on them, add an additional 1, 2, 3, and then burn the card. So everything that's good gets some more good. Everything that's bad gets a little bit more bad, and then you burn the card. Done. Um, and I think that does. I mean, that's still going to be a very powerful card, especially if we'd been sitting where we were and you had gotten like 7 and then another 3 shields, and if he had I think the wizard had 3 focus and then got 3 focus, so that would
Yeah,
still be
it was double. It would have been double anywhere for the wizard, but it would have been
for the
like
first time, for the
1.5.
for the first time. But then we did another one,
Uh,
and it went from 6 to 12 instead of going from
Yep,
6
yep,
to 9.
a 9. Yep.
Which still would have been ridiculous, but at least would have
But
been
with it not doubling it later, and yeah, it would have been more fair.
right. And then
Honestly,
it
with
go
that,
from 9 up to 12 as opposed from going 12 to 24. It's like, okay, this is why exponential growth is a bad thing in these sorts of games. Oh my gosh. Any other thoughts, Will?
um, not particular. I think the doubling was kind of the biggest one. I was really worried until that wombo combo became apparent. The skeletons healing themselves up that quickly. You know what? No, that works for this for the boss. You
Right.
want
I
to.
mean,
It
especially if
works.
we if we change this to not be 1, 4, 6 and maybe be like I don't know.
Could be 126 because that's still
1, 2, 6 it would be still pretty good. Yeah. Um, but then nothing is doing 4. But we could change one of these to be. We could. Let me think on that, because maybe these two or two of them be the 6 and two of them be the 4, and we take the 4 from gaining 2 to be like gain 8 or something like that. Have it gain like a crap ton of health. You know what I mean?
yeah. Or it's the one that heals also is doing damage to everyone.
Yeah.
Like they're more focused on the 3/5
Yeah.
kind of thing.
I can.
It's worth thinking about. Yes.
Yeah, that I can definitely think about. But this guy was pretty darn close. Like if instead of doing a crazy alpha strike on everything, if we had just taken this guy out, we would have been set as far as being able to do damage to this guy for most of the rest of the game. And taking out 2 of these would mean that we would only need to focus on these 3 enemies. So I feel
Yeah.
like we would have been okay ish. I just drew something that would have given me probably 2 or 3 shields as the fighter. I just drew a potion as the ranger. Started to move stuff around.
Yeah,
But
I mean, and honestly, because I drew 2 bone shatters just now, so if I didn't do the alpha strike and remove all my focus, 2 turns of
mhm.
doing 7 plus range damage to one target, and then an additional, like 5 range damage to all the other targets. That's pretty solid. That's solid damage.
Right. You would have been doing like 12 range damage to something and then another 7 to everything else. Yeah, I mean that would have been very, very good.
And they'd heal themselves up for most of that, but that would do some chip damage to the skeleton thing.
Right, right.
Yeah. Honestly, the doubling,
Is the biggest
it would have been
issue.
close. It would have been a good battle. The doubling was insane.
All right. Well, I mean, while this is a short episode at 37 minutes, I do need to try and make these changes and then get all of this sent to the printer because this is going to be at Gen Con. We're going to be in the first exposure hall. I forget exactly the times, but I will make sure before we go that I post a short video and or messages. What are those things? Not messages. Announcement. There we go. That's the word. Announcement. Uh,
TikTok, just kidding.
on on Instagram and YouTube, letting everyone know where and when we are. So if you're coming to Gen Con, you can come and check us out at the first exposure hall and give this a try for yourself. Also, I think we have 4 slots. I think we're going to do this for 3 of the slots and then probably Neon Nexus at one of the other ones. Just so we can, try and firm that up also.
Yep.
Well, with that, I think that is that was really very, very useful information. Thank you, people, for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.